Into the groove of the wax and run it back. Get mine, never look back. Back. Get mine, never look back. Now I jump my charge, now I charge, jump my charge. Back into the groove. Watch how the crowd react. Back into the groove. To the back into the groove with the wax and run it back. Back into the groove. Watch how the crowd react. Back into the groove. To the back into the groove with the wax and run it back. Back into the groove. To the groove, to the back into the groove with the wax and run it back. Back into the groove. Watch how the crowd react. Back into the groove. To the back into the groove with the wax and run it back. Toss the wax off the top. Down my charge, my charge back. Toss the wax off the top. Now I jump my charge, my charge. Back into the groove. Watch how the crowd react. Back into the groove. Back into the groove. Watch how the crowd react. Back into the groove. To the back into the groove with the wax and run it back. Get mine, never look back. Break it in your back, go back.
My chick so so tough. They know my click so my click so tough. They know my click so tough. My click so tough. They know my click so tough. They know my click so tough. My click so tough. They know my click so tough. My click so tough. They know my click so tough. My click so tough. They know 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 my click so tough. They know
Hey everyone. Good afternoon if you're tuning in from Brussels. Good morning or good night if you're tuning in from the internet somewhere else in the world. This is Matteo Vigna, aka Matsouchito. We're broadcasting live from microwave radio, web radio, together with my G, Shypurian. An inspiration as a friend and as well as a DJ, music lover, and party enthusiast. This is not really a conventional radio session. It's not a podcast. It's not a DJ set. It's a bit of both. For the next hour and a half, we'll be discussing selections, tracks, genres, labels, the scene, and much more with Shypurian. Hi Shypurian, how are you doing today?
Hello, thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm fine, I'm fine.
In this sunny day in Brussels, sunny afternoon. For those who don't really know you well, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, who you are in general, behind the decks and beyond?
Yeah, so I'm Cyprien, I go by the name of Shypurian. Yeah, DJ, also collective member, co-founder with the collective Area here in Brussels. Music enthusiast, that's for sure.
We talk a lot about this, and we're gonna talk a lot
right,
about this.
right, absolutely. And super glad to be here for the first time in the studio at Microwave at
Massive shout
Jam
out to
Hotel.
Microwave. Thanks,
Definitely.
Jamzas. Thanks, Sepa, as well for the invitation.
Yeah, all the stuff, yeah, definitely.
You decided to call yourself Shypurian. We know that somehow it's related to your first name, Cyprien, but why Shypurian?
It is. I think I never told about it, but I used to work in a Japanese company a few years ago, and my bosses were not able to pronounce my name correctly because
it's complex. Not everyone can.
Right. In Japanese, you don't have the letter R pretty much, and it like. Coming out of their mouth, it sounded like Shypurian. And when I was looking for an artist name, I was like, what the hell am I gonna pick? So I thought of this.
And does the beginning of the name have also something maybe to do with how you approach music, how you are yourself reflecting this name Shypurian within your music, within your sets, within your personality?
That's a very good question. I think I'm still very shy regarding me as a DJ, or I don't I don't call myself a musician, that's for sure. But I try to bring new stuff to the table and try to dig good music and good energy. But shy, yes, and the name is also quite funny, I think, in a way, because music needs to be funny and needs to be fun, and it's about love and enjoyment, and so yeah.
Shy, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that the music has to be shy. I imagine.
Exactly.
For those who discover you, for those who are not necessarily based in Brussels or haven't had the chance to listen to your sets, can you tell us a little bit more about the genres that you play in general, and the tracks here that you're going to play? You prepared a set that will be quite specific to what you're doing in general. Can you tell us a little bit more what it's going to be?
Yeah. So I'm definitely coming from the electronic scene. My selecta is really oriented around bass music, but also dubstep. And I think it's a mix of UK influences and Latin influences also. I've always been super influenced by the British culture, but I also have some family in Latin America. Have family
shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely shout out. And also shout out to my dad, which is here today. So big shout out to him. It's going to be a lot of shouts out today. But yeah, so definitely. So my sister is living in Mexico since a long time now, and she introduced me to so many different influences and sounds. So it's a bit of both. And so I was really, I think, club oriented in my selection recently in the past years, and since a year and a half, I've been doing more ambient selections also for non-club events. Perhaps we'll talk about a bit later, but yeah, so it's a mix of both now.
For people that just tune in now, listeners of Microwave, what do you want them to feel in general? Because now we have been talking a lot about labels, in music, like bass, club, ambient, and stuff like that. But in other more artistic disciplines, we talk with maybe more of a sensorial vocabulary, like in cuisine, for example. In cuisine, people talk about colors, they talk about emotions. What do you want people to get out of your mix today, more in terms of emotions?
So the comparison you just gave with the cuisine is makes absolutely sense for me, because I always saw colors when I always been listening to music, and I also always saw colors and forms and geometric stuff, and I think that's how also I class or differentiate the different kind of music in my mind way before talking about genres and labels. So yeah, I love bringing very different stuff in a mix, which is not often super easy technically speaking, but I try my best to do so. And
And today's colors, today's emotions.
Okay.
It's difficult to assess your own stuff, but I imagine
for
that you
sure.
prepared it with something in mind.
It's been quite a long time. I didn't do a very club selection, and today's gonna be very clubby,
Okay.
very bouncy because I was highly influenced by what I heard last weekend at Horst.
Yes.
And I thought it would make sense to bring some tracks I heard, but also some not colors, but influences, some stuff that influenced me a lot, definitely. And that's, I think, what I wanted to reproduce or to bring today during the mix. Yeah.
Nice. Can you tell us a bit more? How was it? Did you enjoy this year's session? It doesn't need always to be about colors or more sensorial words. It can also be about momentums.
Yeah.
So for you, Horst was a big inspiration for today's mix. How was it, your experience
Yeah,
there?
100%. I wasn't there last year, unfortunately. Really loved the event 2 years ago, but yeah, this year was also really nice. I spent most of the time at for those who came at Weaving Weeds or or Moonra, and I really enjoyed the selection there, and the lineups were like top notch, to be honest. Yeah, I really like the if we can perhaps talk about some names. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
of
a
course.
lot.
Shout outs today, honestly.
Yeah, it's gonna be shouts out day. Yeah, I love the Coffin Text was amazing. Cheyenne Hudson also. DJ Shoplifter was crazy good, and also really enjoyed the set from Erika at Munra, and many more, and super diverse and inclusive selection and lineups as always. So this is also really good. I think Belgium in general is also going. Transforming itself also to go towards a more open-minded and inclusive art direction and lineups. So this is really good. Like I think I only gave like a female artist or female artist.
Nice.
So it was really good.
It's a good inspiration for both like people who go, but also I guess like since there's lots of DJs who are going to these events as well,
Yeah.
it's they get inspired by what you curate, guys at the Horse. So big shout out again. Another shout out is like Microwave, of course. Can you tell us a little bit more, because from this perspective we see something, from this perspective we see something else. So can you describe us a little bit more like what's around you and how did you build up this collaboration with Microwave, because we've seen your name, you're often with these guys, so big shout out, but tell us a little bit more about your story together.
So I'm gonna try to answer without saying for the 30th time shout out. Yeah, but no, but Microwave has been here from the start. I think for me, Sepe and the rest of the team, Wolf, Remy, really gave me the opportunity to upload one of my first ever radio set, so which is super nice, and gave me really a super nice opportunity also to believe in myself, and so yeah, for me it comes with like pretty much the moment I arrived in Brussels, because I've been here since a bit less than 5 years, and yeah, from the beginning they really pushed me and like always being keen on putting my stuff, and yeah.
It's always a special relationship to grow up together. I feel like you feel that you're supporting each other all the time, and you see also each other's evolution. Now we're in the new studio of Microwave in this beautiful hotel room with this beautiful landscape as well. So it's really cool to be here. Thanks again for the invitation. I wanted to talk about also other influences that you have. Maybe we talk more about music specific for this session. It's always quite difficult or quite of a decision to select an opening track. Today you selected Into the Groove from Jumboclad. It's people who navigate around the collective and label Egregor. Why did you choose this track, and what's your relationship as well with Egregor?
So yes, indeed, it was from their last Various that came out, and I really wanted to play it because it's an amazing track from an upcoming artist called Jumboclad. but also because it was another way to give a shout out today. So to all the team from Egregor. So for those who don't know, Egregor is a label, also a collective and a radio based in Toulouse, in the south of France. And as a French guy, I'm not always aware of what is happening in France because I'm in love with my relationship with Brussels now, and I think it's my town. But I'm trying to follow what's happening elsewhere, and I think it's really the collective and the team that it matched instantly with them when we met. I went to their studio last year, and they're an amazing crew, giving absolutely love to all of their guests. And I also wanted to play this track because recently they celebrated their 8th birthday anniversary in Toulouse. So yeah, well done, guys. I think the party was also really nice. So bravo for this.
Nice, a good shout out, and makes sense with the direction that you want your sets to take. Did you select other tracks in the set that are from this collective?
Perhaps.
let's tease this well. So as we said, it's also about the tracks that you played just before. It's gonna be like this sequence between like mini mixes and interview sessions. This podcast. So one of the tracks that you selected as well is a track called Giselle from Kitsch.
Yes.
It's something that was released 2 months ago.
Yep.
I would like to read the description that there is on SoundCloud because I find it perfect. So the perfect blend of intimate confessional bedroom pop and defiant dance music, Giselle balances its deep bass with moments of euphoric joy. I feel that this is very much like what we listened at this opening. It was released on the label Equal Parts, that is also from a collective called Not Bad for a Girl. It's a collective that supports women, trans people, non-binary in this music industry, because as we said, it's very important to always be aware and give like shout outs and energy and time and visibility to everyone in the scene. The EP is called Something About You. Check it out, honestly, if you want to make it resonate with what we say. So to talk a little bit about this before we go into another mix session, what's your relationship with UK music in general, and why did you pick this track overall?
Yes, as I told you, I've always been very, very into UK music in general, and not only electronic music. I've been listening to a lot of rock also, and indie from the same country, let's say. And since some years now, I'm a huge fan of NTS Radio and their selection, and it's really thanks to one of their DJ Marta that I could know from more about Kitsch, and I really got blown away by the quality of the track and from her production. So once again, huge shouts out to her and to her collective also. I think it's really one of my favorite track from the year so far. So yeah, go listen to Giselle. Yeah,
go listen to that. It's amazing, and it's made by amazing people as well. Maybe we continue a little bit about the music. Go ahead, set up the second part of this podcast, and I will shut up for these next minutes of music. Yes. You're listening to Microwave. It's a special B2B, if we can call it a B2B, between Blah Blah and Shypurian doing his things. And we hear, as we said, at Microwave, that emphasizes a lot on being a community-driven platform. Here in Brussels, I feel that also the weight around community is quite good. It's quite positive. It's taking everyone to be more and more productive, more and more creative. How do you feel that your sets, the genres that you're playing, being part of Microwave, how do you feel that you manage to contribute to this creative community that is the electronic scene in Brussels?
I try my best, but I think I'm just a tiny dot in this beautiful system and very complex atmosphere, but very creative also atmosphere and city. I just try to select the artists that try to innovate, but also to push upcoming artists and independent artists also of very small labels. That's always what I try to do. And of course, it happens lots of time that I fell in love with a track from a bigger label, and it's also part of the game. And I don't think it should be problematic. But as I was telling a bit sooner, as a French guy, I'm also trying to put some French labels and upcoming artists coming from France or
around
close country in my set, and obviously people from the scene here in Brussels, because we have beautiful producers, collectives, venues, and let's not talk about politics, but which is not that beautiful at the moment. But for the rest, yes.
Let's not talk about it, but we mention it a little.
Yes, because music is always political in a way.
Everything is, and I think that something that should be highlighted a little bit more is this role that DJs have to also, in their selection, there is something very informative as well. Most of the tracks that you selected today were released this year, and most of them are from, as you said, like smaller collectives or smaller labels that people should know about. And the fact that you're here today both to talk about them, to play them in your sets, is also a way to diffuse this information, to make sure that everyone, if they like it, they're going to be interested in digging a little bit more about this artist, about this label. So thanks again also for the journalistic work that you're doing as well in sharing all these tracks. Do you consider yourself as well like that's a little bit how the question was turned, you know, like how this as a community, how you manage to also give good shout outs to the people in the scene?
I mean, when I plug myself into a radio and an independent radio, I always try to, or I always want to be surprised by what I'm gonna hear, and I'm trying to do the same as much as I can with the time I have and the energy also, because I think digging is a passion, and it's a super nice hobby, of course, but it takes a lot of time to get into it, and then to spend time. But everyone should do it a bit more, especially when we look at the different platforms everyone is using at the moment. I'm not gonna name drop, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, you don't have to be a DJ, I think, to spend time on Bandcamp, on SoundCloud, on other platforms to discover upcoming artists. And it's not a profession. I think it's open to everyone. So yeah.
And we love to do that. Honestly, we love to do that.
True. Yeah.
Before this podcast, I asked you to highlight a couple of songs, so we could talk about them, to go a little bit more in depth. And it's funny because one of those that we selected and that you just played here, I saw that around people were reacting very positively to that one. So I'm very happy that we're going to talk about this one. It was a track from Honey Drip called Adelia. It was released on the label Amity. It's from a compilation called Ricochet. It's basically like various artists that were doing something called like the words. I love the words that they use to describe this compilation, because it's at the same time very precise and at the same time very abstract. They use like heavy gravitational half step or spectral dancehall. It's stuff that you can picture, and at the same time like it's abstract enough to let yourself go in the music. Why did you select this track today? I understand that you wanted to do maybe a focus on Honey Drip, but also on the scene that she represents. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, definitely. So Honey Drip, I don't know her personally, but I'm a big fan of her work and selection, and I've got introduced by to her work via Sim. That was recently in Brussels. We've been talking with Sim for 2 or 3 years now, and he really wants to be more active in Europe. So you're gonna hear his name definitely 100%.
And check him out, book him.
Yeah. Sim MTL, definitely doing dancehall and amazing productions. And they're really good friend, I think, from Montreal, from the Quebec scene. And Honey Drip, from what I understand, is really keen, really part of the sound system culture there, coming from the reggae and dub scene also, but putting a lot of work into very more modern and alternative productions recently. And I selected this track because so it's amazing, but also I wanted to play it because it came out on a label called Amity, which is, I think, based in Bristol, and pretty much the same story here. Via friends of friends, we met or we start talking with some of the crew from Amity. So shouts out. It's been a long time since I didn't say shouts out to Elpac, Mulholland, and all of the rest of the team from Bristol. We would love having them here one day. Don't know if it's gonna happen or when or how, but you should also really check what they're doing and their recent selections in their various or their events that they did recently were I think very good. So yeah.
This compilation is called Ricochet. It had Aliyah Salem in it, VVS1 and Elpax, and some amazing tracks, honestly. If you want to listen to it, it's super exciting what they do. I think it also comes very well with what's happening in general now in electronic music. And one of the other genres that you really like to play as well, it's maybe not so much what we're going to hear today, but it's stuff that is more related to ambient music. Ambient has often been described as ignorable and interesting at the same time. How do you approach, basically, when you build sets of ambient, how do you approach the tracks? How do you select them? What's the process behind it? And what do you want others to feel around this? Because it's not as easy as doing a set from, as particular as doing a set that is more bass heavy. No. So how do you navigate around ambient when you do sets around it?
I think it's really connected to my emotions, and as I told you, it's a recent approach for me. I think to try to play non-club oriented tracks. It's been a year and a half, and I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a complete different exercise. I think also. I've been really pushed by a radio I have a residency on called Radio Sofa to do more and more stuff like this, and especially when they invited me to their Meridian event in Paris. It's called Active Listening Sessions, and we have the same here in Brussels with a wonderful other collective as Matinee. And this is something, yes, I'm really enjoying, and definitely I think in the selection or in the way I'm trying to put a track list or to select tracks, it's really different, and it's also based on my recent mood, recent emotions, and I'm trying to pick the track that will perhaps
match it well.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
As you said, it's something that we see more and more in general in the scene and in Brussels, of course. personally, I feel that this change is very positive because we're shifting a little bit from the 4/4 techno scene to something way more diverse that includes other types of people that can be more popularized as well. But do you think that this switch, or is it something that has always existed? Do you think that this switch is more recent, or do we start liking it more and more because we're all getting a little bit older? We cannot really do like 12-hour long raves, and we still love electronic music, but it's better to be sitting on rugs than to be like jumping in clubs until like 10 in the morning.
Definitely. I think the answer is going to be half-half.
Yeah.
I think it always existed. Perhaps ambient events or venues where, I don't know,
Less public, maybe.
yeah, where it was very niche, perhaps. I mean, I was at Rewire Festival a few weeks ago, and the public is really strong there, and there is a love for this kind of music and art direction, that's for sure. But I think turning 30 a few years ago, I also changed my way of listening to music. Consuming music, thank you. Of consuming music, definitely. And I think I'm not the only one. I have also friends around me that go out a bit less and want to still listen to music and to have beautiful moments in a crowd or in front of a nice sound system, but sometimes during daylight, sometimes with food, sometimes with alcohol or no alcohol. I think everyone is welcome there, and I think the public is shifting a bit because people from the club scene are perhaps more going to active sessions, listening sessions, and ambient or down tempo. I can also name another collective.
Shout out.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Shout out to who?
And I forgot their name. It's beautiful.
It's gonna come back later. When you have it, just shout it out. But it's true that I went to the last edition of Mea Kusma as well. I was surprised that the rooms were full. Actually, the rooms were full. Everything was sold out, and you're like laying on the floor with like hundreds of people around you, and all listening actively to something that is super beautiful, but that will finish a bit earlier. Sure. And at the same time, I think it was one of the most exciting experiences that I had so far. You said at the beginning that you also organize parties. You are enjoying more and more this type of setup. Is it something that you could consider to organize yourself or with your collective, this type of more like listening session oriented gigs?
Yes, I think as a DJ, I'm still enjoying a lot. Giving club moments and working on club selections. But as a party or event organizer, I'm not really feeling it anymore. Perhaps having very late hour organizations and shift or the pressure behind it. It's a proper job, I think. So I have a huge respect for everyone working in this section, and I see myself a bit more, and with also my close friends from the scene doing perhaps day events in the future. I'm working on a private event to kickstart it. Nice.
To understand a little bit more the organization around this type of events
also,
as
absolutely, with perhaps catering, good coffees, nice blankets on the floor. We'll see.
It's another logistic, yeah.
Absolutely,
for sure.
But definitely super interesting as well.
This question is a little bit a question that I was a bit shy to ask because I feel that it's something that I always want to ask, and at the same time, no one needs to be doing that. But have you ever been tempted to also produce tracks? You essentially DJ, which is amazing. Not every DJ has to produce. Not every producer has to DJ. But is it something that you ever had in mind, or not necessarily?
Yes, but I'm also very self-conscious that it's not too late. But I have friends around me that are so talented. So sometimes I'm like, okay, let's stick to DJ and organize and party organizing. And for now it's fine with me, but who knows? Perhaps in the near future something will come out. I don't know yet.
Wonderful. Well, we'll be keeping track of what you're doing. Maybe we go to the next session.
Yeah, let's go.
As we said, it's a little bit interviews, a little bit DJ set. So here's the next selection from Shypurian.
Speak
Oh la la, this kind of track every day, honestly every day. Resonant Tribe, it's called. Made me dance a lot in next to you. Who did that track? Why did you select that one as well?
It's the last release from Acido Basic. Super good producer that I discovered last year, and it's a 4-track EP, I think. And I selected did 2 tracks from the EP. I didn't know which one to play, but it ended with this one, which is amazing. Yeah.
Resonant Tribe, honestly, massive fan. I wanted to, since we're talking here at Microwave, which is like a very, very cool web radio in Brussels. If you're just tuning in now and you don't know who they are, give them a massive shout out, like what they do, follow them, support them as much as you can. But I had one question that was very much related to that, is that we see an increasing amount of web radios arriving. I call it even a bit of a web radio supremacy era, you know, and it's really cool to have this. And honestly, like, personally, I see it as something very positive because you have an increasing amount of DJs. They don't always have the opportunity to play everywhere. So having more and more web radios is something super positive. On the other hand, we see also some people that could share some criticism saying that it makes more competition for web radios when there's too many. For me, I think that is something that spreads culture and spreads cultures in general. So thanks for existing, guys. It's really, really, really important. How do you navigate throughout this kind of like dilemmas, you know, where people see more opportunities, people see more feuds, people like what's your opinion about this situation in the scene?
No, for me, I think, and also for many DJs or producers around me, it's not a dilemma. It's really an opportunity to have those platforms helping us to promote our stuff, but also to promote others people productions on work. I think it's a beautiful thing, and Brussels has definitely recently became a very radio-oriented city. And
that's why it's working as well. That's
Absolutely.
why there's so many people who hear about the producers from Brussels. That's why everyone
sure.
hears about the festivals in Brussels as well, because everything ends up being connected in this kind of like network of support at the end of the day.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I think other really good independent radios would love to have a studio as good as this one.
We're very well hosted as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And you said it at the beginning when you were presenting a little bit what you do. You have different sets in different radios. Do you adapt your sets to the radio that you're gonna play to, or at the end it's just Shypurian and Shypurian?
I never try to think too much about it, but at the end I think I still do. But yes, I talked about earlier Radio Sofa, on which I started a residency last year called Find Yourself, and it was also a very good platform for me to express my club discoveries, and I was pretty sure it was only going to be rented around that, but they invited me for a Meridian, also a very ambient and down-tempo event, and for me it was a very super nice, let's say, discovery as well, because I never really played in front of a crowd this kind of tracks, and I really want to do it more. And I've been also inviting friends on the same radio. But to answer your other question around other, let's say, kind of art direction or selecta, I know that my recent kiosk shows were really more, let's say, ambient or perhaps IDM oriented. And Gimmick was perhaps a bit more, club in a way also, and very loud club also. So yeah, as a music lover, I think it's also important to try both, and yeah, I really want to do more ambient radio shows. So this might happen soon. Yeah.
If you're a promoter, if you have a new concept, if you have also a radio where you want Shypurian to adapt to your style, please book him, send him an invite. Maybe if you have a radio that is more rock oriented, he will end up playing the guitar. You never know. So someone full of resources. Here, I would like also to maybe for you to give a shout out to yourself. Like, where can we expect to find you in the next couple of days, weeks, months? Do you already have stuff that are planned for yourself that people who are listening to this show will have the opportunity to maybe understand more what you're doing in a more like less cut way? Because here it's true the format was a bit special, but where are you gonna play anytime soon?
So, okay, perhaps it's time for promotion.
Yeah. It's always at the end of a podcast where you're like, oh, by the way.
Promo advertising. On the 21st of June, we're going to invite Shoplifter at Café Central, and I will also play with the rest of the team from my collective area with Victor Gérard, Cabeti, perhaps a guy called Matsouchito also, we never know. And so please come. It's gonna be free. It's gonna be an all-night event.
For those who don't go to La Nature. Right?
Absolutely. for all those dancers that will not go to La Nature. So definitely have a good time with us on the 21st of June.
Perfect, at Café Central. And yeah, in general, you can find everything Shypurian related either on Instagram, on SoundCloud. Don't hesitate to drop a DM if you're interested by what he does, or if you want just to have a drink. Is someone that is very open for this kind of like just chats around music. You know, that's also why we're here today. We're coming a bit to the end of this show, at least in terms of chatting. I would like to thank again Microwave for the invitation and for the chance to express ourselves, to not only listen to music but also to talk about it. I think it's very important not to only do it in a passive way, both for me, honestly, as a journalist, but I imagine for you as well. And yeah, the rest will be Shypurian. What are the next tracks that you have selected? What's the end of the set gonna be like?
So it's gonna be pretty much similar to what we heard recently, and I'm gonna start with the track by Oswald, producer I discovered last year, which is also super amazing and very low-key so far, I think. And for the rest, might also drop one or two French producer. I'm sorry if this was very French-oriented, but yes. And I would also like to thank you a lot, Matteo, for the opportunity, and I imagine this B2B with the mic open session. So it's super nice, and yeah, definitely shouts out to Microwave and their amazing crew and the studio. Support them and check their stuff. And yeah, I forgot the name of a collective. And it was Deux Chevaux.
Big shout out to Deux Chevaux as well, who are good friends because of what they do, but also because of who they are. So thanks again.
Big sound system, dub, down tempo, everything we love.
Check it out.
Yes.
Let's finish this session with music, because we came for this at the end of the day.
We
Swag, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much swag, and I got too much style, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much style, and I got too much swag, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much swag, and I got too much style, and I got too much sauce. Hey, big cap for they know that I'm too much. No, I'm a shellers, I ain't got too much. Levels, they know that I'm different. I shoot and score and do it in two touch. I put work in, but you never do much. Things I'm hearing ain't good. I'm clearing the rubbish and picking the broom up. So I ain't new to a cleanup. Do an album, it could be a deluxe. I don't do things that never could mean much. Strike some early Adidas. Wake in the morning, praying to Jesus. Loved ones, I'm grateful. The sound of capo, countless relapse. I move righteous, I no brag. I ain't get the bag, I no lag. And I got too much style, and I got too much swag, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much swag, and I got too much style, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much style, and I got too much swag, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much swag, and I got too much style, and I got too much sauce, and I got. In a group, I'm working solo. Gold teeth when I'm smiling photo. Go studio and I make bangers. Everyone knows I ain't good for the promo or marketing. I got slappers and I got heart rhythm. Top boy that everyone's targeting. I'm a barist, they can't just bar with him. In a group, I'm working solo. Gold teeth when I'm smiling photo. Go studio and I make bangers. Everyone knows I ain't good for the promo or marketing. I got slappers and I got heart rhythm. Top boy that everyone's targeting. I'm a barist, they can't just bar with him. And I got too much style, and I got too much swag, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much swag, and I got too much style, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much style, and I got too much swag, and I got too much sauce, and I got too much, and I got too much swag, and I got too much style, and I got too much sauce, and I got.
people, gangsters and pimps and people, smoke